At the start of 2022, I set goals for myself and my business, as I'm sure many of you did as well. So as we hit the halfway mark of the year, how are we doing on those goals? Do we remember where we wrote them down? Are we on track to achieving them? We'll discuss all of that and more in today's video. I'm going to walk you through how to do a mid-year audit and check-in of your goals to make sure that you're getting what you want out of this year for your platforms, your business as a whole, and most importantly, yourself. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Austen and I am a fashion and beauty content creator based in New York City. I use this channel to help micro-influencers create great content, grow their digital brands, and earn sustainable income from content creation. So if any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing to my channel for new videos every Tuesday. If you've been following along with me for a while, you may know that this is my first calendar year from start to finish as a full-time content creator. Since that's my case, I definitely set some ambitious goals at the beginning of the year to transform my business into what I want it to be and take my content to the next level. In order to achieve goals, you want to be motivated, stay accountable, and make a plan for how you can actually get from start to finish on a goal, which can sometimes be hard to do on our own. I wanted this video to be a resource for any of you who are doing this by yourself so that we can do a mid-year audit and check-in together. And I'm also going to share my 5 best tips for setting goals so that you can actually find success and achieve them. Grab a coffee and a pen and paper and let's get right into it. Okay, now I'm ready. But let's run through 5 quick tips for setting goals in case you are looking to evaluate any of the goals you've set at the beginning of the year, or in case you're going to be setting any new goals at the mid-year point. My first tip is to choose a word or phrase that can kind of guide all of your goals and encompasses them as a whole. Typically, you do this at the start of the year, but if you didn't pick a word in January, there's no time like the present to choose one. The word I chose for 2022 is build, and this reflects goals that I set to build up my community across multiple platforms, continue to build resources for the creators who follow me, and also to continue to build upon a strong, solid financial foundation for my creator business. My second tip is to set goals that are both realistic for you to achieve, but that also push you to that next level further. Having a balance of realistic goals and reach goals enables you to actually check things off your list and achieve the realistic goals with no problems, so that then you can spend a bit more time focusing on the reach goals or the what if goals. It can be tricky to find a balance of these two things, and the best advice that I have is just to keep track over time of which goals you achieve and which goals were a little bit further out of your reach to determine what your capacity is to achieve goals you set and how far is too far to set a goal for. My third tip when you're setting goals is to identify whether a goal is an input goal or an output goal. And this might also be a good tie into what is realistic and what is a bit of a reach. So just as an example, an input goal is something that you control. It's an action that you put in and try to achieve. For example, posting on TikTok 5 times a week. An output goal is something you want to achieve that is the result of many of your inputs. So maybe your output goal is to reach 30,000 followers on Instagram. As you can see, posting 5 times to TikTok is a goal that can easily be achieved. You just have to plan ahead, film your content, schedule the content, and post 5 times a week. If you want to achieve a goal like getting to 30,000 followers on Instagram, that is going to require a bunch of input goals that you think will help get to that final destination. It's kind of hard to just put, I want to grow to 30,000 followers on Instagram as a goal, and then not outline how you're going to get there. My fourth tip is to use your previous year as a benchmark for what you're looking to achieve in this current year. Let's say that last year you grew your Instagram account by 5,000 followers. You added 5,000 new people to your community in 2021. In 2022, let's say you want to increase that by 25%. So instead of just adding 5,000 new community members to your Instagram this year, you're going to aim to add 6,250. That would be a 25% growth year over year in how many new followers you're bringing to your community. My fifth goal setting tip is to set goals in a few different categories. I just mentioned a bunch of goals that are related to growth. And of course, growth as a creator is extremely important, and there's never been a better time to get on different platforms and try to build an audience. But growth isn't the only goal that you want to focus on. Maybe you have revenue goals where you want to earn more money than you did last year or expand your revenue streams. Maybe you have creative goals like learning how to do fun transitional trends on Instagram Reels. Maybe you have quality goals and you want to improve the quality of your writing and the length of your blog posts. And of course, you can set personal goals as well, but I am going to stick more with business-focused goals for purposes of this video. When you think about the type of goals that you're going to set and how much time you want to spend on each type of goal, take a step back and look at the bigger picture of where your business is right now. Are you in a period of growth where you want to be focused on that? Have you already grown a large community and you want to keep things in maintenance mode as you work on your next project? Maybe you want to refine your skills, and there could be so many other things that you're focused on. So understanding the big picture of your business will help you figure out what type of goals to set and how much time to spend on each goal that you outline. So those are my 5 tips for setting the right goals. And the next thing you want to think about is accountability to make sure that you actually achieve those goals. And one of the best ways to do that is to write them down and keep them organized. You can keep track of your goals in a written planner, in a digital planner, in your Google Calendar, or in a project management tool like Notion, Asana, or Trello. There are plenty of different ways to do this. The key is just finding what works best for you. I recently just got set up on Notion. I moved the whole back end basically of my creator business and my project management over into Notion, and I've been really enjoying it so far. You can have goals that you want to achieve over the course of a year, but by setting yourself up with checkpoints on a quarterly or monthly basis, you have a higher chance of staying on track with your goals and ultimately achieving them. Let's say that one of your goals in the upcoming quarter is to launch a membership community. And of course, that is a big goal that is going to require a lot of different activities to actually make it happen. And then you can break down that quarterly goal on a monthly basis. You can assign each month its own set of correlated tasks to help you achieve the goal. Like, for example, in July, maybe you create the content for your patrons. In August, you can backload the content and schedule it on Patreon. And then in September, you can promote the community on your social media platforms before you officially launch it. So it might look like just one task on your to-do list until you break it down in this way, and keep in mind that you might need more time than you originally anticipate to account for things like a learning curve, unexpected obstacles, and other things that might pop up over time. So give yourself a realistic timeline for these goals, but feel free to adjust as needed. And of course, a mid-year audit is a great time to check in on your timelines. If you like the idea of breaking down your goals in a yearly, quarterly, and also monthly way, I did want to mention that I do have goal-setting worksheets inside my Patreon community. My Patreon is where I create and share exclusive resources and additional tutorials for content creators. And what I love about the Patreon is it allows me to support you consistently throughout the year. So every month you get new resources from me, like desktop wallpapers with monthly holidays, you get lists of content ideas, and you get exclusive tutorial videos and behind the scenes that no one else gets to see. So that's inside my Patreon community. As I mentioned, for the purposes of this video, the goal setting worksheets that I've used in the past are inside there. You can download them as a editable doc on your computer, or you can also print them out and write on them as well. So that's all inside of my Patreon, which is always linked down below in the description box of this video. It's super affordable. Memberships start at $1 a month, and I hope you get a chance to check it out. Let's get into the auditing process and some of my best tips for how to do a check-in and evaluation of your goals at this point in the year. The first thing that I'll mention is I generally find it helpful to look at this a few days before the start of a new month or a new quarter to give myself time to reflect and review things so that on the first of that next month, I can hit the ground running with whatever I've decided my new goals are. For any of the tasks that you've assigned to the goals that you set for yourself, make sure you're checking those things off along the way, or if you haven't been checking them off along the way, the end of the month or quarter is a great time to review what you've done. And please take a minute and celebrate your progress that you've made on your goals so far. I find that we sometimes breeze through to-do lists, check things off, and never look back, but the progress that you've made towards your goals, whatever level it is is still progress and deserves to be celebrated. So this is another great time to check in on those in-progress goals and see how much more time you need to achieve them and plan that out for the rest of the year. One thing I also try to do at the top of the year is to set a revenue target for myself. Since I am self-employed, I don't have a set salary, and frankly, my income varies from month to month depending on different seasons. So I already know that and prepare for that in my own ways. If you want to hear more about how I financially prepared to make the leap to being a full-time content creator, I will link this video in the description box down below where I go into that in further detail. But for example, the revenue that I anticipated earning this year through brand partnerships is currently lower than where I would want it to be at the halfway point if, say, I were earning a consistent amount of money each month. We already know that that's not necessarily how it goes, especially when it comes to brand partnerships. There are a lot more one-off brand partnerships that are sporadic and that change throughout the months. And the other thing to note about that revenue stream for me is I already know that almost, I think like 60 or 70% of the income that I earn from brand deals generally happens in the fourth quarter of the year. So we haven't even brushed October yet. We are sitting pretty here in July, and I already know that I am expected to earn the majority of income from that revenue stream towards the end of the year. So I'm not stressed about that right now. That's something I already know, and other income streams have picked up in place of that in the meantime. So since that's not the only way that I make money, I am still on track basically to hit my revenue goal. And just because I know that the majority of those deals will happen in Q4 doesn't mean there's nothing that I could be doing about that right now. This is actually a really good time to reconnect with your previous brand partners, reach out to new brands that you're interested in, and start building a relationship with them so that by the time Q4 rolls around and it's time to start, pitching for holiday, you have already had a connection, you've already recently touched base, and that way you'll be top of mind for when they start casting. The other thing you should think about when auditing your goals mid-year are there any goals that need to be tweaked or changed? For example, maybe originally at the beginning of the year, you had a big goal that was focused on Instagram, but you recently went viral on TikTok and you're seeing a lot of momentum there right now. Should you ditch the Instagram goal entirely? No, but it's totally reasonable for you to maybe shift that focus or put that goal on the back burner and create a new goal around your newfound success on TikTok. When it comes to tweaking or adjusting your goals, I would advise personally not to change them unless you had something like that TikTok example happen, or in case you are trying to increase your goal. If you are really far off from hitting a goal like getting to 20,000 followers on Instagram, I do recommend keeping it there just to continue to challenge yourself and see what could happen in the second half of the year. You just never know. But that also might be something that informs how you set goals the next year. One other thing that I think is super helpful when it comes to auditing your goals is to do an end of month, end of quarter, and also end of year reflection. It does not have to be long or tedious. It can simply be a few sentences. What did you enjoy about this month? What was one of your wins? What's something that worked really well this month that you'd like to continue next month, or something you tried this month that just did not work? So think about applying that to your monthly, yearly, and quarterly goals, and you can really use this to sit back and reflect, especially at the end of the year as you look to set goals for the upcoming year. And my final tip before I wrap up this video is to make sure that your goals don't overshadow all of the other day-to-day tasks that you do need to keep your business afloat. So I would recommend leaving at least 25% of your time, whatever that is that you're able to dedicate towards your content creation, to make sure you have time to do things like answer emails, reply to DMs, engage with people on your social media platforms, and all of the other day-to-day tasks that are crucial to make sure that the wheels keep turning. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And again, if you're looking for more consistent support from me as a content creator in terms of giving you fresh content ideas at the top of the month, challenges to keep you on your toes, and of course, other great resources like those goal setting worksheets to stay organized, I hope you'll consider joining me inside the Patreon community. It is there ready and waiting for you. And plus, when you join now, you get access to all of the previous month's content, resources, resources, desktop wallpapers, etc. So there's never been a better time to get in on it. Like I said, you can join for as little as $1 a month. So that is linked down below in the description box. Thank you, as always, for spending some time with me and watching this video today. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know how this helped you, or if you have additional questions about auditing your goals or setting goals in general. Please also consider subscribing to my channel if you're new here. I do put out new videos every Tuesday, and you can even turn on the notification bell so that you get notified right when I upload. And last but not least, if this video did help you, or you learned something new, or you simply liked it, please give me a thumbs up down below. Thanks again for watching. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I've tried sometimes, but you're making me nervous. No, I realize